Mark chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. I'm standing right here in exactly the same spot that I was standing on Monday the 16th of July 2012. I and many others were eagerly anticipating what was going to be coming from down the Chichester Road on this little traffic island here in South Bersted in the parish of St Mary Magdalene, which is just over behind the Bognor Hospital. Everything had been meticulously planned that day except for one thing: the weather. It wasn't just drizzling like it is now. There was a complete downpour, and yet we didn't move from this spot. Nothing was going to prevent that glimmer of light piercing through the gloom. It was the 2012 London Olympic torch procession. A whole series of celebrities and also local people that were torch bearers, passing the light from person to person on each of their stages of the journey. We were awaiting Chris Lynch, a local volunteer youth leader who was going to take the torch along this little stretch and then up the Shrewsbury Road. Well, it felt like we were waiting a long time. That may have been something to do with the fact that we were soaked through to the skin, but nothing as long as God's people had waited for their promised rescuing King, their Messiah. You know, we knew something really important was going to be happening that day because we had police motorcycle outriders come and stop the traffic and clear the road in preparation for the main event. Chris Lynch holding up the torch. You know, strangely enough, it didn't occur to us to get to know those motorcycle outriders. Although at St Mary Magdalene, we invited Chris Lynch to come along on the Sunday morning and we interviewed him as part of one of our services. He proudly brought along the torch that he'd bought as a memento. Mark, in his biography, tells us about prophecies from Isaiah and Malachi that almost sum up the whole of the Old Testament. Only the major one gets name-checked. And what will happen is that the Lord will be coming and someone will be sent ahead of him to prepare the way, the forerunner. You know, this title, Lord, it's not just kind of like a honorary title given to a historical or a fictional character like Lord Blackadder or Lord Sugar or Lord Shaftesbury. Lord meant God himself. He was the one who was going to be coming and needed for people to be warned and have the road prepared ready for him. God's people had been waiting hundreds of years. Sometimes it can be really difficult to be patient, and yet we're asked to trust in the promise-keeping God and patiently trust in his timing, which is always perfect. Father, thank you that you are a promise-keeping God. Help me to hang in there, to stick at it, and trust in your perfect timing. For me, I'm going to stick around for you and with you. Amen.